Hey guys, George of SoundTraxx here. This week we're going to talk a little bit about one of our other products in our product line known as SurroundTraxx. Now this is a surround sound system for your model railroad. So we're going to talk a little bit about what it is and then share with you the special sale price coming up next. So let's get started. Now first off, SurroundTraxx is one of our products that also creates sound for your layout. Now sometimes getting quality sound out of a small speaker that would be required for small scales like N scale may not necessarily be feasible. And as modelers, we want to hear that nice rich sound, the sound that's actually inside the SurroundTraxx unit. So a lot of times we'll want to be able to put up much bigger speakers. Now on this tabletop demonstration, as you can see, I've got 6 speakers, and these are about 2.5-inch round speakers that we've got just set up here as a demo, just to kind of show you the point about what SoundTraxx is. This particular board we actually used during our testing process downstairs during the manufacturing. But SurroundTraxx allows us to use much bigger speakers with our smaller scales so that way we can get that nice, rich, strong sound out of our small scale locomotives. Now, the question is, how does it work? Now, first off, you have to use the Digitrax DCC system. Now, this has a track detection system called transponding. And transponding not only identifies that something is identified in the block, but it also lets you know the locomotive ID. So for example, most traditional DCC track detection just lets you know that there's something there, because what it does is it completes a circuit, and as power flows through the detector, it says, hey, something's in my block, and it's designed for signals and things like that. But the transponding allows the decoder to actually communicate back to the DCC system to say, hey, I'm in zone 4 or whatever the case may be. And the DCC system can then identify that locomotive 5896 is in zone 4. Now, the way this works is this sends the communication back through the LocoNet communication protocol, and it sends a signal back to the command station. So when you hit the find button on your throttle, you'll be able to identify which block your locomotive that you're running is actually located in. Now, the SurroundTraxx system simply listens to that signal and can identify that locomotive 5896 has transferred over to block 3, for example, and then my system, the SurroundTraxx system, will hear that communication back and forth between the decoder and the DCC system, and then my system will then take the sound profile that you built for that particular locomotive and send it to the speaker that you've assigned to that particular zone. So what this is doing is this is creating the illusion that the sound is on board, because as the locomotive travels down the layout, let's go in forward. So as the locomotive travels the layout, your sound will travel from speaker to speaker to speaker to match this movement of your locomotive. Now, because we're doing this in a studio, it's going to be really hard to pick up the sound traveling from speaker to speaker. But what you're going to be able to imagine is put this into a broad scale sound, and as the locomotive moves from zone to zone, the sound travels from here to here to here and then to here as your locomotive traverses the layout. Now, this also has a provision for, let's say, if you travel into a tunnel. Well, if you travel into a tunnel, let's say you're going into this undetected or unassigned block, the SurroundTraxx system will know that it's not part of these assigned settings and essentially mute the locomotive. So as it passes, you'll hear it mute past the locomotive. Now, of course, I'm doing this with the buttons, but the SurroundTraxx system will actually do this automatically based on the detection. Now, when you set up your transponding detectors, you will actually work and identify. Then you go into the SurroundTraxx unit, and then you build your profiles for each of your locomotives. So you'll be able to build a profile for 5896 or 4125 or 41 or whatever other locomotives you have on your layout. Each of them will have their own voice. Now, the SurroundTraxx can play up to 6 of those at any one time, distributed across any of the 6 zones that are built into the SurroundTraxx. You can also take away this 6th zone and assign it to a subwoofer so that you get that nice rich woofer sound. Now, a lot more information has been done on this in the past, so I'll refer you to some of the other videos, as well as our user's guide for more detailed information. And if you have any questions, feel free to call us at our support department, and we'll be happy to help answer it out. Now, We do have a limited time sale price on the SurroundTraxx. Normal retail price was $625.95, but we've actually got it marked down to $475.95 so that you can get SurroundTraxx on your layout working really quickly. You simply plug it in, and even if you don't have the transponding set up, you can set it up in what's known as single channel mode. And single channel mode will play all the sound out of all of the speakers until you get the transponding working. Now, another great application for this would be, let's say if you're in a modular layout and you have 6 modules lined up, well, each of those could be assigned to a specific sound zone. So you plug those in. And if you have another 6 modules, that can be plugged into another SurroundTraxx. And that way, when the locomotives are detected here, the sound plays out of this SurroundTraxx. But then when you move beyond to the next one, the locomotive is detected in those particular blocks, and then the sound would play out of that. So it would be basically expandable to any size layout that you would like. So guys, that's everything I've got for you this week. Be sure to check out the sale price on the SurroundTraxx unit this week, especially for Black Friday sales. So check it out. Be sure to like and subscribe to the video, and we'll see you next time.